Hello children, today we are going to learn about an interesting topic, insectivorous plants. Last class we learned about terrestrial plants, aquatic plants and plants of grass family. But this is an entirely different thing. You might have heard about, or we all know that animals eat plants. We are also animals, we too eat plants. But have you heard about plants that eat animals? Not many, isn't it? But there are plants that eat animals. Animals means they will not eat a lion or tiger. It is small insects that they feed on. These plants which feed on insects or small animals is called insectivorous plants. There is a reason behind this. Insectivorous plants mainly grows in poor soil. Poor soil means soil which is poor in nutrients. They are green in color and they prepare their own food. We learned that only green plants prepare food, isn't it? So all these insectivorous plants, they are green in color and they prepare food. Then why are they eating insects? There is a reason. They grow in soil which is poor in nutrients. So in order to satisfy their need for nutrients, they eat animals and they obtain the obtain the nutrients which are missing in the soil from these animals. There are digestive juices in these plants which helps to digest these animals. So let us learn in more detail about these interesting facts about insectivorous plants. Mainly we are going to study about three insectivorous plants: Venus flytrap, pitcher plant and sundew. First one is Venus flytrap. You can see the picture of Venus flytrap from here. This is the picture of leaf. Here you can see it together. I have shown the picture of a single leaf of a Venus flytrap. As the name suggests, Venus flytrap trap insects. The leaf of Venus flytrap is folded into two halves. You can see the two halves here. And when an insect comes and sit on the leaf, as a normal plant, insects will come and sit on the leaf. But this is a trap for them. When they come and sit on the leaf, the two halves fold. You can see that picture here. There is an insect inside, the two halves have folded. Even if we try to keep our finger inside, it will try to fold. And after folding, it just squeezes that insect and absorb the nutrients in that insect. So this is how a Venus flytrap feed on insects. So this is the picture of the plant. This is the picture of the leaf of the plant which is divided into two parts, and the two parts close when an insect sits on the leaf. Second insectivorous plant is pitcher plant. This pitcher plant has a pitcher part and a lid part. See, the pitcher part is this and the lid part is shown above. Pitcher means it is just a name given to a container for pouring liquids, pouring and collecting liquids. This is just like a container which can hold liquid, isn't it? Just like a can or something which you hold water. So same way it has a pitcher part and a lid part. And what happens is the insects come and sit on the pitcher. That means that hole like space. And the moment the insect sticks on to that, the lid closes. You can see an insect sitting here in this picture, and when it detects that an insect has sit on the pitcher, it just closes the lid and traps the insects inside. Very good sensing power, isn't it? More sensing power than machines. They are made like that. These insectivorous plants are created like that. So pitcher plant has a pitcher part and a lid part, and when an insect sits in the pitcher part, this lid closes and traps the insect. The third one is sundew. You can see a very beautiful picture of sundew and you will feel that it is completely covered with dew or water droplets, isn't it? No, that is actually a trap. It is a sticky substance, a gel-like sticky substance which is produced by the sundew. It is actually a nectar-like thing which is capable of attracting and trapping insects and to produce enzymes to digest it. Everything happens within this sundew plant. So these are small gel-like gum-like thing which is sticky. And what happens is when an insect sits on it, see, when an insect sits on that gel-like thing, it gets sticked onto it. It is not able to move away. It cannot take its body or legs out of that gel. It is trapped completely inside the plant. And once the insect is trapped, you can see that one end of this plant is started folding. See, it has folded, isn't it? And it completely coils the insect inside. Okay, it just wind up the insect inside. The leaf itself wind up the insect inside. And see, this is how the insect is completely trapped in the sundew plant. And there it is digested and the nutrients are absorbed. So all the enzymes for digestion are created within that plant itself. Very interesting things, isn't it? There are many things that we don't know in this world. So these are a few in that part. That means the things which are unknown to us. So insectivorous plants, they are plants which feed on insects. That is only because they grow in soil which is poor in nutrients. Though they prepare their own food, they absorb or they gain these nutrients which are lacking in the soil from these animals. So we learned about Venus flytrap, pitcher plant and sundew. Now we are going to an entirely different topic called rainforest. Have you heard about rainforest? Forests are also getting destroyed now that we know. But rainforests are of much importance. Not only rainforests, all types of forests are of much importance. Rainforests are hot and wet forests mostly found near the equator. Equator means an imaginary line passing through the center of Earth. You will learn it in the coming chapters. They are found mainly in Africa, Asia, South America and Australia. And the speciality of rainforest is that it has tall and short trees and lots of climbers. That means all varieties of plants will be there in rainforest. The ground will be covered with too much of leaves as there are so many plants. Then there will be ferns, fungi, everything will be covering the soil. Climbers, creepers, and they all provide nesting place for animals also. So we can find a variety of plants and a wide variety of animals in rainforest. So that is the first importance of rainforest. It provides space for lot of animals and plants. There are some other importance also. Rainforests help to control the climate. How? Rainforests have trees and these trees absorbs the carbon dioxide given out by human beings as well as the carbon dioxide that comes out through human activities. We know that the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing day by day, which leads to global warming. So that is controlled with the help of rainforests, as these trees absorb carbon dioxide for process of photosynthesis and gives out oxygen, and that oxygen is taken by us. So if rainforests are there, we will get fresh oxygen to breathe. Same way, they play an important role in maintaining the water cycle. How? We know that the extra water from a plant or a tree is lost through the leaves. That process is called transpiration. Due to the heat of the sun, water is absorbed from the surface of the leaf. And when this transpiration happens, the water is taken from the plant or tree as water vapor to the atmosphere. And the water vapor gets collected and it changes to what? Clouds. You have already learned about water cycle. And these clouds are the major reason for rain. So water cycle is maintained with the help of rainforest. Along with that, the amount of rainfall is also controlled by rainforest. So in all these ways, rainforest is of much importance in the future life. So I have listed down the different characteristics of rainforest. I'll read it once again. Hot and wet forest mainly found near the equator. It has tall and short trees and climbers also. The ground is covered with leaves, ferns, fungi. Fungi you have already studied. It is grown in the grounds of rainforest, and a variety of animals are found here. As a variety of plants are there, we know that there will be a variety of animals which live on these plants and trees. So that is of great importance in controlling the climate, the water cycle, and the amount of pure oxygen that we get. So we have to conserve all these rainforests so as to lead a better life and to have fresh air in future. So with this we come to the end of this chapter. Read the whole chapter. So many important things are there, so many interesting things are there, extra things are there in your textbook in small boxes. So try to read it. So I hope you will all do it. Thank you.